Hi muckers and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi, how are ya? Was that good? Ironically, that was how I wanted to start the video because today I have probably watched like 7 hours of content of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. So if you're aware, I'm currently in New York and I am pre-filming all my videos, which means that I'm going through the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star series in one sitting. And let me tell you, I cannot get the hi, how are ya out of my head, or Shane going, me. I feel like it's like done damage to my brain, I'm gonna be honest. But anyway, hi, welcome back. Today we're gonna be doing the next episode in the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star series. This one is called Becoming Jeffree Star for a Day. I have my notes, we're gonna get to it. I have a playlist on my YouTube channel with the first one and all the other ones as well. We've done 3 of Shane's series right now. And let's just get into it. We're actually gonna go through a lot of clips as well because there's a lot of moments in this video that have aged awfully. And I mean awfully. So we'll get to that. Okay, so the video starts off with a clip of Jeffree from MySpace talking about how he likes having things in his mouth. So a very strong start to the video. Then it goes on and Shane comes down the stairs, basically naked, but just wearing a red Versace robe, and it's definitely a scary sight. It's definitely, it was a jarring moment. You know, the robe looks nice and stuff, but it was just like, not what I was expecting. He's like pulling his legs out, he's like showing all like this, the same way a lot of people will be disturbed by me just doing that. Like, it was definitely a sight to be told. So then Jeffree tells Shane that their day will be putting Shane in full makeup, wig, and going to the warehouses, which is now the official first time, by the way, that we've kind of heard about Jeffree's work life and we're gonna actually see it in action, which with the latter conspiracy series was very much so a big focus, but this was the first time that we're really even starting to hear about it, and then the next episode is when we see it for the first time. He says that he has meetings that Shane will get to watch with like Dubai and London and Paris and all these different places, which never end up happening, so I don't know if he was just saying it for the sake of like trying to like act like there was so much going on. Which again, foreshadows a lot of these things whenever he's talking about, you know, Shane's gonna like hear Jeffree in like work calls, because then eventually Shane and Jeffree were in work calls together, and it really is like a lot of foreshadowing, and it almost just makes you think that even at this, you know, series that they had done, that they were already thinking about the fact that they were gonna work together, they were gonna do the series together, because there's just like an unlimited amount of like flashback ability, if you know what I mean, like where they're doing meetings, oh, here they are talking about it when Jeffree was doing it, and Shane was like, I would love to do that, or making makeup. Here's Shane saying he would love to do makeup. Like, there's almost too many of the flashback moments, so I want to ask you if you think that it was, like, planned from the get-go, because I kind of think it was, if we're going to be honest. Okay, so now we have our first ever section that we're going to be watching, and I'm just going to let it speak for itself for a bit. So, they're sitting down here, you see the robe, and again, when does this tell me? From 2 minutes until 6:30, so we have a lot to kind of watch here, so I'm just gonna let this play, and we'll see if it's aged well or aged poorly.
What's happening? Who's here? What's happening? Who's here? Is this another
Surprise, bitch! James Charles is doing her makeup!
Is this a surprise?
Yeah!
Oh, what the? Hi, sisters. Hi, sisters. I have a lot of work to do. Yeah, it's gonna be really hard.
Oof! That has aged perfectly, hasn't it? It has aged just wonderfully.
Hard for you. Hi. Touch me, Henry.
How scared you were?
It's so weird. It's like so weird.
Wait, you're doing my makeup for real?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn you into Jeffree. Oh my god. How long do you think this is gonna take?
Oh god.
I wanna look so fucking hot. I want Nate to fuck me. In that big ass bed. All that money. Oh, that's such a scandal.
And this is my favorite part right now.
Okay, you guys are both controversial. Oh my god, then me too.
Yeah.
Yay!
Isn't it funny that at a time they were laughing and making almost like success out of the fact that they were all controversial? Don't really think any of them are doing that anymore, to say the least.
Wait, where are we doing this? What are we doing?
We're going upstairs in the beauty room.
Okay.
I've been there once before.
Okay, I'm gonna bring a paper towel.
That's usually what we used to clean up the dog's urine.
Same thing. Your dog's not a to me, so it makes sense.
Okay. Perfect. Alright, let's go.
Oh, Oh, like V formation? Oh,
Yeah.
Andrew, run upstairs and get like a full, like, walk.
Okay.
Wait, who's in the middle? Who's in charge?
And who do you think's gonna go first? Of course, Mrs. Jeffree, sorry, my bad. Mrs. James Charles.
We're all in charge. So
Of course, the attention-seeking one of them all. My god, the worst fucking trio ever, right?
Wow.
That didn't really work out.
Wow, I'm so dumb. Oh.
Same.
Let's go to the beat room.
I'm trying to think of what the age difference was between them all here. I'm not making an issue of it, but I'm just like genuinely curious. I think Shane was mid-30s, Jeffree was mid-30s, and I think James was 19? 18 or 19? I may be wrong, but this was 2018, so I think he was 19 or 18. Same age as me, just for another week though. Oh, I'm getting old.
Wait, what are we doing?
We got a lot to do with what we're doing.
Wait, I'm sweating.
The air is right there. It's coming down on you.
Well, wait, your sister shave your face first.
With what?
A razor.
I have a brand new one.
Your sister stalked with the razor. But this is
Fuck me. I tweeted this the last day. I was like, but the real pandemic was when people were saying sister in front of everything. Like, how awful for a generation was that time. Sister this, sister that, sister... Shh. 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 Shh.
sister shaver. That's getting so annoying.
Are you shaving and full on, or do you want to keep your facial hair?
Oh, no. I'm sister shaving so I can be sister, twins.
Okay.
That was so bad.
I know.
If you're gonna do it, you at least have to do it right.
Okay,
Okay,
so
where's my sister cutter? Or razor?
It's a Nate
Shaver.
That was so easy.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Alright, let me grab my sister Diet Coke.
You're so bad.
God damn it!
Is this his cupboard, Nate?
Yeah.
A little turtle. I love that.
We got that in some foreign country, a little souvenir moment.
Little sister souvenir.
Cute.
It's just really weird watching this because they definitely did use James Charles. I think it's very clear to see that. But, like, if you think back on it, and I don't like victimizing James Charles in any way, but especially at this time, like, there wasn't, you know, it was more so the scandals with James were him making, like, racist comments and stuff. Like, we're not dealing with the scandals as of now. It's really crazy that, like, they were, like, basically, like, fucking around with, like, a 18-year-old child. Like, I don't care if he's in the beauty space as well. Like, I get it. It made sense because, like I said, the James racist scandals, the Jeffree racism scandals, Shane, I guess, they're all coming together to form, like, one big racist trio or something like that. But, like, still, like, that's, like, a child that they really... it's quite inappropriate to just, like, befriend like that. And we saw how it turned out in the end, so... I mean, it very clearly was inappropriate. That's just how I feel about it. Honestly, I want to know what you think about it, though. Let me know.
Oh. Alright, I'm gonna go sister. Yes.
Alright, okay. And then I have this point from when they're just, like, about to get Shane ready for the makeover. So delusional. I've watched so much of this.
Wait, why are you grabbing a glue stick? What is
Because
happening?
I need to glue down your eyebrows first. Because I need to give you new ones.
Yeah.
So basically, they're transforming Shane right now.
First. This is gonna hurt.
Oh my god! Okay. Oh my god, wait, that's sister scary.
Have you ever had your eyebrows done before?
No, I don't think so. Not like this.
We can tell.
He's ripping them out of my head.
You need to open up your lid space so your eyes don't look like you're melting.
Ow! Oh my god! Oh my god!
That did not hurt.
I'm crying. I'm sister.
Sobbing.
Stop.
You're so bad at this.
Oh, this is very good. Sorry. Oh my god!
Okay, so we have that moment. Now, back to the notes. Sorry, okay. So, before I have, like, a section of other notes, I do have, like, one more part that I want to show you. And it is actually very interesting. It's a couple minutes later, and then the rest of the video is going to be notes of stuff that I have. So, I do want to focus on this. So, from 7:30 until 9:30. So, here we go.
Wait, okay, I have a question about sister scandals.
Okay.
So scandals.
So, you guys have had a rough time.
That's one way to put it.
My tweets from my past are definitely not something that I'm proud of.
I can't believe we're going to Africa today. OMG. What if we get Ebola?
Kim Kardashian defended Jeffree Star after her fans brought up racist comments that he made in the past.
My favorite thing is this is like a big moment about how Shane's saying that like James and Jeffree are so problematic, but it's funniest because Shane came out of all of this the most problematic one. Like,
I am so sorry for everything that I've said in my past, and I have lived with it for a long time.
he just comes off as so insincere, right? I'm so sorry that you feel that way about what I did.
But I feel like recently, people are like cool with you guys and accepting that you guys grew from all the bullshit.
Oof. While it lasted, I guess. While it lasted.
My opinion of Jeffree Star completely changed when he did his apology video. He made a mistake. He's learning from his mistakes. He's being an adult about it. That's all that I can really expect from my YouTube influencers, you know?
I mean, if anything, I think like both Jeffree and I, obviously, Jeffree's was 12 years ago by scandals. Majority of them were 6 years ago now.
Well, James, just you wait, babe. Because a lot of your scandals will be happening in real time in just a few years. From this moment. Hopefully not from this moment.
We've both done a pretty good job of just like showing people who we really are.
Yeah,
Yeah, and once you both showed people who you really were, that's when things got very bad for your careers. Right? Mm-hmm.
People want to both tell me and him we're something we're not. Someone wants to try to define us forever. And it's like, that's not who we are. That's, you know what I mean?
That's true, it's not who you are, your past, but when you keep doing the behavior, that's when people start getting tired of your bullshit.
So it takes time for people to see the real you, and we've always been our authentic selves, and I think...
Do you believe that? Have they always been their authentic selves?
Authenticity carries you a long way.
I mean, I will say that
Authenticity carries you a long way. Jeffree Star, 2018. Could put it in yearbooks.
it's like we've only been here
My goodness, jump scare.
for like half a day, but you are so far one of like the most welcoming, chill people I've filmed with, which I was not expecting. I was expecting to be honestly like a little scared and like a little sister intimidated. That doesn't work.
I mean, that's who I am to the core, and I think a lot of the time people just see the Gucci and the bullshit, and they don't see past it, which is...
I mean, to be fair, it's what you're shoving down their throats, so I don't know what you expect of people, to be honest. I don't mean to be a bitch about it, but like, you're doing it to yourself.
How am I doing?
Right.
Because I'm scared to sometimes let people see the real
That's the tea.
Yeah.
You're covering up some of your truth tea with
This picture's so funny. Oh my god.
100%. It's a joke and it rhymes, but that's the
But it's the
reality.
truth,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
If we met like in high school as is,
Okay.
would you have been my friend?
Yes.
Please.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, would you have like sister?
Okay, I'm gonna save you any more of these awful sister innuendos. Okay, back to the notes. So, they continue to make over Shane, and Shane brings up, like, why they never hung up, or hang... That's the Madonna song. Why they never hung out when they were in MySpace, because Jeffree was big on MySpace, and Shane was also doing a lot on social media, and, you know, they were both, as Shane says, like, very, like, quirky people online. By that he means racist people online, but, right, whatever. Jeffree discusses how men in makeup was very uncommon whenever he was in MySpace, which was the appeal, and people kind of watched to hate him. And I always said that one of the reasons I think that Jeffree was really big on MySpace, and I don't know if this is offensive to say, but I feel like I can say it, I feel that he embodied everything that straight men hate about gay men. So he became like the poster child of exactly every single thing that gay men get accused of being, whether it's too feminine or too annoying or too, like, all these different things that we hear on the daily. He became that, and I think that then he kind of became someone that was very polarizing and, you know, very... So I think that is really his come up on MySpace. I don't know if people agree or not. So, he talks about how he's had, like, 4 guys jump him at one time from the MySpace days, and there's, like, a lot of clips playing that Shane has included, which was actually a nice touch. Not that it was nice to hear it, but it was a nice touch. He includes clips of people talking shit about Jeffree from the MySpace days, so it kind of, like, further clarifies for people who weren't on MySpace, like myself. If you're on MySpace, let me know. It was before my time. Bebo was my time, right before Facebook, and that was kind of the last years of it. MSN as well. That was something I loved. I loved a little bit of MSN. And also Skype. Skype used to slay. Skype really missed out on becoming Zoom, like reinvented. Sorry, I think about that all the time. So yeah, including all these MySpace videos really gives a lot of context for people who were not there at that time. Okay, so Jeffree describes how he would be called slurs every single day, and out of anger, he would say the same things back and worse, which is basically his light way of explaining his racist videos, is what I'm hearing here, is his light way of addressing that. He says, I had an aggressive front. I never smiled, and I was an angry person, and my full shtick was being a mannequin, basically. Now, the entire time Jeffree is describing this, Shane is again overlaying all the clips, showing that he had the very aggressive attitude. Conveniently, though, he leaves out all of the racist videos, which are very popular from that time of Jeffree. So he includes like a lot of Jeffree's like angry videos, but they're ones that are quite tame in comparison to what's actually out there. But again, this was done for a specific reason, so that people didn't ask questions. I get it. It doesn't make it okay, though. It just makes it very biased. Shane asks Jeffree about his music career, and Beauty Killer starts playing while they're talking about this, which actually fucking slays. I always have loved the song Beauty Killer. I remember hearing that on YouTube, one of the first ever times I was on YouTube. I didn't know who Jeffree Star was. That song for me is like listening to like Kesha. Like Kesha for me, when I listen to Tick Tock on the Clock, I think of 2008. And I also like pair in Jeffree's music with that because it was really big on YouTube at the time, and it was the music that was being pushed. So like, I am a beauty killer, like it fucking slays. As much as I have my detest for Jeffree, like the music gave 2000s. Just like really bad production, not great lyrics, not well singing, like just like shitty music that like, sorry, kind of fucking slays sometimes. So Shane asks him why he doesn't talk about his music career and like, is he not proud of it? Jeffree says that he is really proud of it. It just didn't work out the way that he expected it to or thought it was going to, which is why he doesn't talk about it. So it's more of an emotional thing to look back on, which is why he doesn't talk about it. And Jeffree says, it's sad reminiscing, not embarrassed. But I had the most extreme lyrics. You pull that shit up now and everyone's offended, is what Jeffree says. Side note, Jeffree's music plays again, and Nicki Minaj was on his debut album. He briefly talks about that, which is true. That was one of Nicki Minaj's like first features, which is what Nicki Minaj is known for now, like doing amazing features on songs. So Shane brings up Jeffree, telling him in private that he sucked a lot of famous guys' dicks. I'm sure you've always wanted to know that information. Shane asks for more names and for information, and Jeffree says he'll never say their names out loud because he's been threatened to be if he ever talked about it. Edit. The amount of, this is just what I put in, the amount of setting spray Jeffree puts on his face is so wasteful. It's literally the equivalent of like someone going for a smoke break. He's doing it every 15 minutes, and I'm like, you must go through an entire bottle in one day, motherfucker. I guess if you're making it yourself, whatever. So James leaves without Jeffree saying goodbye to him, but Shane hugs him goodbye. Shane and Jeffree are now sitting in his music studio room, discussing the music career. Shane talks about Akon signing Jeffree, who was one of the ones that worked with Gaga during like the Just Dance Poker phase, very much so the come up of Lady Gaga. And he asked why Jeffree got signed to him. It was a big deal, and then nothing happened from it. So keep in mind that Jeffree was partying with like Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, Kesha. He was in the pop scene at this time. It's a very well-known thing, and also all the photos are online. Shane shows them, so for people that didn't know. So Akon's career went into a free fall, and Jeffree basically went with it, was exactly what happened. Jeffree says that Akon said that he would make him a star, and he would save him from the debt that Jeffree was in because Jeffree had ran out of MySpace money, and his credit cards were being cut off. Jeffree said, I was always the joke. I just wanted to prove myself to people. Because makeup has taken over my life, the music seems like a completely different person or era, which is why I don't talk about it. So then the video ends with Jeffree showing the Beauty Killer makeup palette to Shane, and he talks about how he named it after the debut album, Beauty Killer, because he wanted to give the name a chance. And it really was very interesting to imagine if Jeffree had successfully gone down the music route, because he was paired to be the next Lady Gaga, which is fucking crazy to think about. Akon, who was working with Lady Gaga, went on national TV and said, this new kid I found, Jeffree Star, is the next Lady Gaga. Is the next Kesha. Like, was saying all this, and it's so crazy to, like, imagine if that was the direction Jeffree's career would have went, and he wouldn't probably be making tacky pop songs anymore. He would be, you know, making, like, really good music, the same way, you know, artists transition from making, like, 2000s, like, really cheesy music to, you know, making, like, masterpiece albums now. It's very weird and interesting to think about. But muckers, let me know your opinion on episode 2, Becoming Jeffree Star. Was that what this one was called? I forget. What was it called? Becoming Jeffree Star for a day. Yes, let me know your opinion of it. I love you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Please make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment, let's talk, and I'll see you in my next one. And bye. Mwah.